Hi there, strikers. There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. On our incoming episode, I'm going to feature some of the cases of mysterious disappearances, of some missing that just disappear without any trace. Disappearance of Timothy and Julie Guthrie. Although it's been decades, a mother living at the time in White Plains and her 2 children are still missing after she picked them up and drove off with them in Katona in 1977. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Bedford Town Police Department have kept an open investigation into the disappearance of Timothy and Julie Guthrie, who were reported missing along with their then 29-year-old mother, Leslie Guthrie. On February 5, 1977, Leslie Guthrie, 29, picked up her daughter Julie, 6, and son, Timothy, 3, from their father's home on Grandview Avenue in Katona for a one-day visit. Leslie Guthrie was living separately from her husband, Tim Guthrie Sr., but they appeared to be on good terms, police said. Leslie, who would be 67 now, Julie, who'd be 43, and Tim Jr., now 40, haven't been seen or heard from since, and the green 1974 Ford Maverick Leslie was driving has never been located. Tim Guthrie Sr. spent his life savings searching for his family, enlisting private investigators and following leads across the country. It did not appear that Leslie intended to start a new life, as she had left many of her possessions behind. But with no bodies ever found, police believe the 3 could still be alive. Bedford detectives, especially Lieutenant Ted Whiskey, then Detective Matt D. Bias, both retired, pursued leads for years and got the case significant attention in the New York media, all to no avail. In February 1978, Whiskey and Tim Guthrie Sr. saw a supermarket tabloid story about a hermit living with several wives in Utah near the Arizona line. One of the wives in a photo resembled Leslie, and the caption said Leslie was her name. Whiskey contacted Utah authorities, who investigated but found the family was not there. Then in 1984, police in Cheyenne, Wyoming, alerted police nationwide of a woman who was hiding from someone. She had dyed her hair, was wearing colored contact lenses, had 2 children, and said little about her past. Whiskey and Tim Guthrie Sr. flew to Cheyenne, while Leslie's sister, Stephanie Puck Harbor, also made her way there. But when Tim Guthrie Sr. saw the children, he knew they weren't his. In 2006, Bedford police caught another potential break when a relative gave police a suitcase Leslie Guthrie had owned. It had toothbrushes with the DNA of 3 people. Police submitted the DNA to a national database but have gotten no hits. Leslie's mother, Ann Locke of White Plains, also spent countless hours searching for her daughter and grandchildren. In 1993, she received several calls from a woman with a southern accent who said she had seen Leslie in Fort Myers, Florida. Police checked it out, but it proved a false lead. Ann Locke died in 1994. Among the survivors listed in her obituary was her daughter, Leslie Ann Guthrie of Catanna. The 37-year-old case remains open and Bedford detectives review it periodically. Detective Larry Haynes is currently assigned to the case. As the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children issues age-enhanced photos of them, we get leads from time to time, he said. Haynes said the latest lead was last summer from a woman in Columbia, Tennessee, who thought she had seen Leslie Guthrie at a supermarket. Police obtained video from the supermarket but it didn't pan out, Haynes said. He's expecting more calls as the center recently issued new age-enhanced photos. Leslie, Julia and Timothy Guthrie Jr. are listed on missing persons and missing children websites. Police long ago ruled out the father as a suspect. Haynes said he still lives in the area and that police speak with him from time to time. Haynes said police have also listed the Ford Maverick Leslie was driving as a stolen vehicle with the hopes they'll get a hit on it. It's just really strange not to recover the vehicle, Haynes said. The search for the car is just as important at this point. Timothy, who would be 43 years old now, has brown hair and blue eyes, was 3 years old at the time. Julie, who was 5 years old when she disappeared and would now be 46, also has brown hair and blue eyes, with strawberry birthmarks on her chin and back. Both were last seen with their mother on February 6, 1977 after she picked them up at their father's home on Grandview Avenue and drove away in a 1974 white and green Ford Maverick, which was never found. Leslie Guthrie was separated from her husband, Timothy Guthrie Sr., at the time and was living with her mother in White Plains. She has brown hair and brown eyes and would be age 69 now. Timothy Guthrie Sr., who reportedly had an amicable relationship with Leslie Guthrie, has been ruled out as a suspect. He reportedly exhausted his savings searching for his family, employing private investigators. Leslie's mother, the late Anne Locke of White Plains, also actively searched for her daughter and grandkids until her death. Her obituary listed Leslie and her grandchildren as her survivors.